You just woke up in the future, and it has propellers. China has just done what no other major government has dared. It approved autonomous passenger drones for commercial operation. Two Chinese companies, EHang Holdings and Hefei Airlines, have officially received regulatory clearance to launch the world's first autonomous aerial mobility services. That means you can now book a ride in a fully automated flying vehicle with no pilot, no steering wheel, just a destination and liftoff. This isn't a concept. This isn't a trial. This is live service. And it just changed transportation forever. Today, we're diving deep into what this means. The tech, the strategy, the economics, and the geopolitics of a future where cities are vertical, airspace is congested, and the next Uber driver is a drone. Because this isn't just a story about cool gadgets. This is about power, surveillance, control, and the rise of a new frontier where roads are obsolete. And China just took the lead. The headline, EHang and Hefei get the green light. The Civil Aviation Administration of China, KC, has given official approval to two companies, EHang Holdings, a pioneer in autonomous aerial vehicles, AAVs, headquartered in Guangzhou, Hefei Airlines, a commercial operator based in Anhui Province, now licensed to run autonomous air taxi routes. This marks the first time in history a national regulator has formally approved unmanned aerial passenger vehicles for public transport. The implications? Autonomous air taxis can now operate between fixed routes in urban centers. Passengers can book flights without a pilot on board. Cities can begin integrating drone mobility into transportation planning. Aerial traffic control will begin moving from concept to infrastructure. This isn't beta testing. This is the launch of the first wave of air mobility commercialization. And China is doing it first. Who is EHang? Founded in 2014, EHang has long been a poster child for China's aerospace innovation. Its flagship vehicle, the EHang 216, is a two-seater autonomous drone that has a range of 35 kilometers, 22 miles. Flies at up to 130 km/h, 80 mph, operates entirely on electric power. Requires no pilot, just a control interface and a destination. It looks like something out of Blade Runner, and now it's been cleared for takeoff. EHang has already conducted thousands of trial flights across China, Europe, and the UAE. But until now, it's all been experimental. With the CATC's approval, EHang becomes the first certified autonomous air mobility operator in the world. Forget Silicon Valley. The future is taking off in Guangzhou. Hefei Airlines, the commercial operator. Hefei Airlines might not be a household name, but it's now history-making. Their mission? Operate routes, deploy fleets, and manage urban air corridors using autonomous vehicles from manufacturers like EHang. Their plan includes short-hop passenger routes between high-density neighborhoods, scenic tourism flights, inter-hospital medical shuttles, urban to suburban commutes, integration with airports and transit hubs. Think of them as the first Uber of the skies, but without the driver. With CAAC certification, they're allowed to begin rolling out drone-based public transport immediately within selected zones in Anhui Province. This is the first operational node in what could become a nationwide aerial grid. Why this is massive? Let's be clear, this is not another EV startup raises funding story. This is China declaring air dominance in the next transportation revolution. Why it matters? China just leapfrogged global regulators. While the US, Europe, and Japan are still writing white papers, China is already flying real passengers. The tech stack is mature. These drones use autonomous flight systems, AI-based route mapping, obstacle detection, and 5G, 6G connectivity. It sets the global standard. Other nations will now have to respond or be left behind in air mobility. It integrates perfectly into China's smart city plan. These aircraft are not standalone. They plug into China's AI-driven urban planning systems, public safety, logistics, surveillance, and mobility. It's not just about transportation, it's about control. Whoever owns the skies in the age of drones owns the city itself. This isn't just transportation. This is infrastructure warfare. The tech behind autonomous urban flight. Let's zoom in. How do these drone taxis actually work? The EHang 216, for example, features 16 electric rotors, redundantly powered for safety. Autonomous navigation using a centralized flight control center. Fail-safe landing systems in case of GPS jamming or mechanical failure. Real-time telemetry sent to ground systems. Passenger touchscreen interface with destination options. No manual override. It's designed to be truly autonomous. Flights are booked through an app. Passengers board at a designated skyport. Once inside, the system handles everything. Takeoff, routing, landing. There are no sticks, no pedals, no pilot. Just a pod, a program, and the city below. Regulatory implications. The biggest hurdle to autonomous flight has never been technology. It's been regulators. The FAA, ESA, and other aviation authorities have dragged their feet for years. Their systems are built for manned aircraft, controlled airspace, and human oversight. China, by contrast, rewrote the rules. The CAC created an entirely new regulatory pathway for urban air mobility, UAM, including digital airspace corridors, centralized drone traffic management, DTM, ground control infrastructure linked to smart city grids, real-time air monitoring using AI prediction models. This isn't a patch on old aviation rules. It's a parallel system built from the ground up for drones, AI, and autonomy. And it's already live. The rest of the world now faces a brutal choice: copy China's model or fall years behind. Economic ripple effects. The market for urban air mobility is projected to exceed $1 trillion globally by 2040. China just took the first swing. What that means: massive investment inflows into Chinese aerospace startups, licensing of drone tech to foreign operators, export dominance of standardized drone vehicles, control systems, and infrastructure, monopoly on early operational data, a goldmine for AI optimization, city planning, and defense systems. China didn't just get a new transportation mode. It got the IP, the data, the standards, and the infrastructure lead. This is what winning looks like in the Fourth Industrial Revolution: military and security overlap. Here's where things get darker. Every civilian air system in China is dual use by design. Autonomous passenger drones can be converted quickly into reconnaissance platforms, payload delivery systems, surveillance nodes, decoy swarms, urban strike assets. And because these systems are tied into China's National Command AI network, they can be centrally redirected in seconds. That means a city's drone fleet could be mobilized for military purposes almost instantly. Now apply that globally. If Chinese drone companies dominate foreign markets, Beijing can embed strategic infrastructure into cities across Asia, Africa, Latin America, and potentially the West. And that's not science fiction. That's the logic of asymmetric warfare. The US and Europe, still on the runway. So where are America and Europe in all this? Short answer: grounded. FAA regulations still block fully autonomous passenger drones from operating publicly. NASA's air mobility projects are years from commercial readiness. European UAM firms like Volocopter are still stuck in pilot-on-board trials and bureaucratic mazes. Airbus and Boeing are focused on traditional aviation, not vertical takeoff systems. Meanwhile, China just put real passengers in real flying vehicles, under real regulatory approval. The West has better branding. China has operational supremacy, and that gap is growing daily. The future: how this will unfold. Here's what's coming next, fast. Urban air corridors will become normalized in Chinese megacities. Skyports will be added to major malls, transit hubs, and hospitals. Flight-as-a-service apps will become as common as rideshare. Drone delivery will merge with passenger mobility into unified air logistics. Export deals will proliferate in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, especially in countries with weak aviation laws. And eventually, full drone-based smart cities, where passenger traffic, logistics, surveillance, and law enforcement are integrated in one AI-managed aerial grid. Think that's far off? EHang already has memorandums of understanding with cities in South Korea, Indonesia, and the UAE. The future is coming. It's just not distributed evenly. Final thought. Autonomous passenger drones were supposed to be sci-fi. Now they're commercial reality in China. While Western democracies debate ethics, safety, and pilot unions, China rewired its cities for vertical flight, rewrote its laws, and launched the first autonomous air fleets. This isn't just a cool innovation. It's a strategic power move. Whoever controls the airspace controls mobility. Whoever controls mobility controls cities. And whoever controls cities owns the future. EHang and Hefei. Hefei Airlines didn't just get a license. They got a launch pad for a new kind of empire. And it's already airborne. What do you think? Would you ride in a pilotless drone taxi, or is this a surveillance dystopia in disguise? Like, subscribe. Share this before it gets grounded by the mainstream. Because the future isn't on the road, it's in the sky.